So in this video, we're going to talk about how small Grand Junction is. It's actually a lot bigger than you think. Or is it as big as you think? Chances are, it's probably not what you think. We're going to talk about it right after this, so stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? I'm Robert Hayes, and along with my wife, Christie, we are the Hayes Home Group right here in Grand Junction, Colorado. If this is your very first time to this channel and you just want to know everything about what it's like to work, live, play, eat, sleep here in Grand Junction, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, that way you're notified every single time we post a new video. If you're returning back, thank you so much. We are licensed brokers here in Grand Junction, which means if you're looking to find your dream home, we can help you do that. As much as we love doing these videos, we'd love nothing more than to help you get into that dream home as well. So give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, whatever you need to do. We've got your back when moving to Grand Junction. So how do you define a big city or a small city? What's the best way to go about doing that? Well, you can do a couple of different things. You can do it by looking at hard numbers, population and land mass. You can also look at it subjectively as far as what are the daily necessities available in that particular city and what is there to do. And then you can also do a city comparison to another town that might be similar in size and in land mass, that sort of thing. So let's start with just hard numbers. Now, the city of Grand Junction is about 65,000 people, and that's in the city of Grand Junction. The Grand Valley is including Grand Junction and then Fruita to the west and then Palisade off to the east. That combined, you're looking at probably about 90,000 people. Now, you may have looked at Mesa County, which is where Grand Junction is located, and you're seeing a population of about 150,000 people. That's absolutely correct. But I'm going to show you here what the size of Mesa County looks like. And then that little blip is the Grand Valley, which is where those 90,000 people reside. And then the rest of the folks are spread out throughout Mesa County and some smaller towns. Now, Grand Junction is the 17th largest city in the state of Colorado. Now, it doesn't say a whole lot, though, when Colorado has about 400 cities, give or take, and about 320 of those 400 towns are less than 10,000 people. So Grand Junction being the 17th largest city, again, that gives you some idea of, it's not too big, it's not too small. We think it's just right. Now, when you look at the other cities that maybe are similar in size, like, let's say, Provo, Utah, or Allen, Texas. They have similar size, but let's look at population density. Now, Grand Junction and population density just means people per square mile. Grand Junction has a population density of about 1,600 people per square mile. Conversely, the town of Provo, Utah has a population density of about 2,500 people per square mile. And then you look at our neighbor to the east, Denver, Colorado, it has a population density of almost 5,000 people per square mile. And then you look at a city like New York, which is absolutely absurd, at 27,000 people per square mile. So sometimes the population itself doesn't give you a true depiction of the size of a particular city. Now, if you look at the square mileage, if you take Grand Junction, a map I should say, and you put a square over the city of Grand Junction, it's about 40 square miles, about 5 miles north to south and about 8 miles east to west. A lot of people think of square mileage. What does that even mean? Well, again, put that square 8 miles east-west, 5 miles north-south, gives you kind of an idea of how large 40 square miles is. If you expand that out into Mesa County, you're looking at roughly about 120 square miles, about 15 miles east to west, and again, that 5 miles, about 8 miles actually north to south for 120 square miles. which means if you're doing about 70 miles an hour on the interstate, it's going to take you about 12, 14 minutes to go from one end of the valley to the other. And that is an absolute accurate depiction. It does not take that long to go from one side of the Grand Valley to the other side of the Grand Valley. Now, the second thing that you can do is look at a town or a city's population, or how big or how small it is, subjectively. What are the necessities available in that particular city? Now, Grand Junction has world-renowned hospitals. There's 3 in the valley: St. Mary's Hospital, Community Hospital, and then there's a newer facility out there in Fruita on the west end. And then we have one of the most highly regarded VA hospitals here in Grand Junction as well. And all the normal things that you would absolutely want to have: the big box Walmarts, Lowe's, Home Depot, Christie's favorite, Ross, TJ Maxx, Kohl's, all those sorts of things you're going to find right smack dab in the middle of the city of Grand Junction. You're also going to have plenty of restaurants, shops, mom and pop stores. Got a new Dillard's opening up at the Mesa Mall next month, right alongside Dick's Sporting Goods. So all of the things that you would normally want to have in a town. Oh yeah, about 5 or 6 Starbucks, don't worry about that, plus the mom and pop coffee shops, which I absolutely prefer. So all the things that you need are going to be here. Now, as far as what to do, I'm going to put a card up on a video we just finished from some folks and now friends that moved here from New Mexico. And in that video, they explain why they moved from New Mexico, which was there just wasn't anything to do. They loved the rural lifestyle, but they just couldn't get out and do some of the things that they really wanted to do on a regular basis. So now that they're here, they're on the hiking trails, they're on the biking trails. She's already in a group for hiking, a women's group for hiking on the weekends. There is, you can go river rafting at any time. Obviously not in the winter, but our winters are pretty short, only about 3 months long. So you can get on the river. Again, world-class mountain biking. You can go up on the Grand Mesa, which is only 40 minutes away. You can ski at Powderhorn in the wintertime. So plenty of activity to do as well, which kind of makes it, not too small, but not too big. Again, we think it's just right. So I hope that gives you just kind of a general feel of the size of Grand Junction and gives you a better understanding of, this might be the place to head on out and settle down and come out and make it our home and our forever home and be done with it. So I hope that was helpful. Again, if you're brand new to the channel, make sure that you hit subscribe, tap the bell, that way you're notified every time we post a new video. And if you are even thinking about moving out here, do like the other folks, reach out, give us a phone call, shoot us a text. If email's your thing, shoot us an email. We've definitely got your back when moving to Grand Junction. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.